Welcome to
PIA.
PIA.
Welcome to PIA
2009.
PIA 2009.
2009.
Back in the PIA 2009.
The military is a very large component of what's going on here at PIA 2009. And at SSK Industries, they've got some great new things for the military. So we've asked Cliff Schmucker to take a moment and talk to us about what's going on over at SSK. Cliff, thanks for the time.
Sure, thank you, Douglas. What we're doing is what we've done always in the past, found good partners, strategic alliances, bring products to America that aren't currently in America, and bring them to the U.S. forces, and to help spread our knowledge elsewhere in the world. And it's becoming a smaller world all the time, and of course our militaries are working together more and more than they ever have in the past. What we have here is this first product is called Openness. It actually comes out of France. It was originally designed for the French Armed Forces. We've been working with the company in France for over 10 years now. It's a company called Navicap that specializes in GPS systems, and it's basically a GPS-based system that incorporates other electronic items, including barrel altimeter, magnetic compass, and turns a hey-ho jumper into an IFR guided jumper. He can jump through 0-0 conditions. It'll take him to his final turn, his turn for final point, tell him which way the wind is blowing from, and now once he breaks through the clouds, he can do his normal landing. So it's really a high-tech application, but you know, it's needed by the special ops guys.
So this looks like something as you go out of the aircraft, you're going to open this up, it's going to sit on your chest, becomes your instrument panel.
Sure, it sits on the rucksack. During exit and free fall, you have it closed so it doesn't interfere with any of your handles or anything else. Once you're open under canopy, you flip the lid over and you have the GPS system, and you start navigating away. This ball compass here is just a standard ball compass. It's strictly a backup system. If everything else goes wrong, your batteries die, your CPU freezes up, whatever, you've got your magnetic compass there as your backup. Just like in any aircraft system, you always have your magnetic compass there when everything else goes wrong.
Well, it looks pretty simplistic. I can see the numbers or the buttons are quite large. I assume that's for the guys that have got the real heavy gloves on.
Sure, because they've got, because of high altitude use, they've got heavy gloves. Just 4 simple buttons. There's 3 main screens, a moving map system, stationary map system with various ground speed, air speed, distance to target, various waypoint information, so you can see if you're really going to meet your planned mission, because obviously one of the advantages of knowing how you're doing, if you're meeting your waypoints or not, do you need to go to plan B before it's too late? Right. The third screen is a jump partner screen. These devices talk to each other via scrambled low-level RF system, and you can see where your various jump partners in your group are relative to you. Of course, if you're in 0-0 conditions, this can be extremely important to avoid collisions and so on. Also, you can see where your total group is. In case you have a couple people that aren't going to make the primary target, you can switch to your secondary target. Make a decision when you're high enough up to accomplish the goal.
Move a little bit, go somewhere else. Great.
Sure.
Fantastic. Well, what else you got here? Looks like you got some great little other toys that we can play with.
This is the military version of the AltiTrack system from Larson & Brusgard. We've been working with them over 3 years now on bringing a military version of their product to the market that's a companion product of the military Cypress. The military Cypress has all the capabilities of the civilian version that all sport jumpers are familiar with, plus it gives them the capability of doing an offset jump where you might be leaving from, say, somewhere like Fort Bragg and flying halfway around the world, where of course the drop zone elevation is different, the air pressure is different, and your Cypress or your altimeter has to know where the ground is there. The military version of the AltiTrack is ruggedized, high pressure, it's also waterproof, and like I said, it gives that extra capability so you can set it to that drop zone that
right, and offset it for the difference in altitude.
Exactly.
Now, with this one, I noticed we've got really tiny buttons, and that's obviously not going to work when we're dealing with large gloves and so forth that we get to use over here. So what you got for that?
Well, this device here is called the AltiSet. This is a device for the Jumpmaster. The Jumpmaster can set the required millibar setting, which is the pressure at the target drop zone. This allows you to adjust your altimeter anywhere, anytime, whether it's a pressurized altimeter, a half hour out on jump run, when the mission changes location, or the weather changes. With the AltiSet, you can also turn the backlight on or off on the altimeter and adjust the intensity. So once the jump master has made his millibar setting, let's say the target drop zone is at 1,009 millibars, he then can go to each altimeter in the aircraft, infrared connection, and it's set and good to go. So now the individual jump masters don't have to, or excuse me, the individual jumpers don't have to do that setting on their own.
So you got a plane load of 40 guys. It's not a big deal to,
Sure.
to
The
ship
jump
that
master
around.
takes care of all of them. They can focus on their mission at hand, not on fooling with their altimeter.
Fantastic. Well, is there anything else you've got going on new at SSK for the sport jumper, or is it predominantly aimed at the military jumpers this year?
Well, most of the new things, of course, are spin-offs of what the sport jumpers have been using for years. And one of the great things I think that's come around is, and you see all around this exhibit hall, is the fact that the military jumpers are now getting to use and embrace the technologies and the advancements that sport jumpers have pioneered. You know, when I first started jumping back in the early 70s, of course we were using surplus military stuff. It's come full circle. Now the military is using our sport stuff.
It's fabulous.
It's really you know, just a neat feeling, kind of seeing that whole circle, you know, turn around. And really the point is we have sport jumping to thank for what our special ops jumpers are now doing and the equipment they're doing and the capabilities they have. It's because of sport jumping where the special ops community is today. And I think that's really an important message that all sport jumpers can really feel proud about.
We really have come full circle because all of the original sport jumping equipment was, you know, military cast-off stuff or military surplus.
Sure. We all start, you know, back then we were all jumping 28s and, you know, cutting them up with scissors to modify them and going from there. But yes, you're right. It has come full circle, and a lot of this is also thanks to the military, you know, the soldiers who are sport jumpers on the weekend, because you know they're jumping their you know, the stuff that we all do as sport jumpers on the weekend. They come to work on Monday and talk to their boss and say, hey, you know, there's better equipment out there than what we're using, and a lot of, you know, the advancements that are in place now in the special ops community are because of the soldiers who are sport jumpers.
Well, it's been interesting watching the cargo deployment systems, or I should say the bundle deployment system, that have kind of spawned out of the tandem world as well, and some of the changes. So technology is really making a big push into a lot of what we're doing, it seems like.
Exactly.
So is there anything you'd predict for the future? What's happening here?
It's you know, it's just going to be more and more the same. You know, we've got you know, the government partnering with industry working with government in levels and ways that we never have before, and you know, it's really neat to see this all coming together. You know, PIA being part of it. You know, we've got the various groups of government working and talking with each other. We've got you know, various militaries from around the world working with us. It's a smaller world, and it's all happening quicker.
Well, speaking of smaller world, people all around the world are able to see what's happening here. So, Cliff, thanks for taking a few minutes and speaking with us, and we'll look forward to seeing you again.
Okay, thank you, Douglas.
We'll catch you on the other side.